Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Lauren Heather, the Brand Chick. I am a graphic designer by trade, but I specialize in branding, strategy, and brand design. I also own my own graphic design company called LORRYN Creative Media, which I started about a year and a half ago. Getting a lot of new business. It's insane. You would think that in the middle of a pandemic, people aren't spending money, but they are. So as you guys can tell by the title below, I'll be covering how I make money as a freelance graphic designer. I feel like there aren't a lot of people who are talking about how to become a freelance graphic designer. How do you use what you did before and implement it into your freelance business, and what happens after, because it's not all roses, trust me. I no longer consider myself a freelancer as I am doing this full time, but for a very long time I was a freelance graphic designer doing design projects as a side hustle. So I decided to do this video because I really want you guys to know that this is something you can do. I get it, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but you would be surprised to know that people are spending money to build their business, to build their brand, to make themselves present on social media. Because, you know, if you had a brick and mortar that closed down during the pandemic, you know that you had to switch it up. You know, you have to move online, and so everybody's moving online, and this is a great time to be a graphic designer. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely not up for going back into a workforce that is offering me half of what I used to make and trying to get me to do more than what I did before. I'm all set. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's rewind and talk a little bit about how I sort of got pushed into full-time freelance graphic design. I started out as a hairdresser when I was very young. My grandmother owned her own hair salon, and so I picked that up and I did that on and off for about 15 years. I then moved into the corporate world thinking that it would be a steady paycheck, and that's not a complete lie. It was a steady paycheck. It just was not the paycheck that I wanted. Like, that's not enough money. I had 2 babies that I needed to take care of, and so all that time that I had been working regular jobs in corporate, and I even had a few jobs as a marketing assistant and in marketing roles, and I really loved it. I knew that I wanted to do graphic design, but there were so many other things that sort of came into play, obligations, life just happened. Fast forward several years, and I am at a job where it was paying decent money. It became not enough money because, you know, prices go up, taxes go up, everything goes up except your pay, you know, and it just doesn't make sense at some point. And this was a job that I moved to a completely different state for. I bought a house here, and I thought that I would be at that company for a long time. Like, I got too comfortable thinking that I have some sort of job security in this economy, in this world, as a Black woman. I convinced myself that there was job security for me. Even though I knew it was something that I didn't want to do long term, it was paying my bills, and so I was comfortable. I knew about 6 months into having the job that I didn't want to work there. I didn't want to get up every day and go to this job with people who were, let's say, annoying, for lack of better words. Not for lack of better words, but because I don't want to say those words on camera. I'm kidding. I'm cool, y'all. I'm cool. I knew for a very long time that I just did not want to retire working for someone else and not building something that I knew I had in me to build. I knew I wanted my own business. I knew I wanted to make my own hours and choose my own clients. I knew I wanted to have unlimited income potential. I knew that I could do everything that I wanted to do, but I was comfortable. And so I stayed in a job that eventually pushed me out. In the middle of a pandemic with 2 kids in a state where I had no family, I was forced to figure things out, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? And it occurred to me, you're a graphic designer. Design. So after I got over the shock of losing a job, I was like, this is probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I get to spend time really building my business and my brand. I get to take on more clients, and so that's what I did. You guys let me know down in the comments, how many of you are working a regular full-time job, but you know in the back of your mind and in the bottom of your heart that you are an entrepreneur and that you want to get started building your business or your brand. Before we can talk about how I get paid, I'm going to break down what I do in general, sort of in categories. The meat and potatoes of my company, what brings in the most money for me, is my branding consulting, my branding development, and building websites. That accounts for about 70% of my income right now. The remaining 30% of my income comes from designing logos. It comes from strategy calls. Not every person that I talk to becomes a client. They figure out that they're not ready, or they want to just hold off for whatever reason. That also consists of sort of one-off projects that sort of come with the client. If there's something additional that they need that I don't necessarily market, I do it for them because they're my client and I want to take care of my client. So the last 30 days, I made more than what I made at my 9-to-5 job in a month, which is pretty good because I have worked like half the hours. I have way less stress. I get to wake up and roll over and my computer's there. But it's still very service-based. I wanted you guys to know that is not even an exhaustive list. It does not include sales from digital products and t-shirts from my t-shirt line. I'm still building out the passive income parts of my business, and so you guys will see more of that. And as I go through that process, I'm going to take you guys along. So make sure you hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, so that you know exactly when I'm dropping new content. If this video provided any helpful content to you at all, make sure you give me a thumbs up so that I know. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, like, comment, and definitely share. Sharing is really caring. It really is. It's free. You don't have to do anything but hit a button. Just hit a button. Until next week, guys, this is the Brand Chick. Bye, y'all.